We talked about how responsive human beings are when it comes to authority. If you're wanting to seriously take charge of a group or really influence another person at a deep level, you're going to need for them to see you as the authority in the room. And there are 5 tripwires that take place in another person's head. These 5 tripwires are movement, appearance, confidence, connection, and intent. Let's walk through those 5 right now. Movement is how you move your body, and I'm going to give you some tactics on doing that. Appearance is just your overall appearance. We tend to see people that are hygienic, that have a healthy appearance, to be more authoritative. Next, we have confidence, and you've already got a perfect toolbox to leveling up your sense of confidence in the field. Next is connection. Connection means, am I fully checked in? Am I fully tuned in to what I'm doing in this moment? This is also part of the Hughes Authority Inventory that you downloaded in that module when we talked about authority. The final element here is intent. Intent means, do I have a clear intent of what's going on? And we talked about this when we talked about confidence. Do I have a generalized expectation of positive outcomes? Also, having a great intent of I intend to help another person. I intend to do good. I intend to do something good for another person. Just having that level of intent for other people gives you somewhat of an internal hall pass or internal permission slip to have unstoppable confidence. And when you're moving through the world, you are always creating gut feelings in other people, whether you like it or not. It's always going to happen. So having a very good intention for what you're doing and having a clear intention in your mind for your end goal of what you want to accomplish is the best way to create great gut feelings in other people. So let's really dive into the movement aspect of this, because that's what I think is most important for you to grasp as an operative. The first thing I want you to remember is your posture. Posture is incredibly important. And one thing I want you to take away from this is, are your ears over your heart? And is your heart over your pelvis? It's the one thing I want you to take away from this. And just being able to process that question, not being rigid, not being stiff. Can you have good posture and still be comfortable? So my ears should be over my heart, and my heart should be over my pelvis. Just having those in alignment and still being comfortable is one of the fastest ways to trigger that movement tripwire that lets somebody know that you are the authority figure. One quick way that I teach my clients to remind themselves about posture is when they get in their car, I tell them to adjust their mirror to where it's tilted up just a little bit, to where it forces them to straighten their body to see out of the rearview mirror of their vehicle. And if you start doing this, you're going to get into a habit of adjusting your posture throughout the day. This is just one quick thing that you can do to help remind yourself to have better posture. And remember, it's not stiff, it's not overly rigid, and you can still have great posture and be relaxed. When we went through the confidence module, we talked about how important it was to be comfortable and how important it was to be the most comfortable person in the room. I'm going to give you phase 2 of that challenge right now. What I also want you to challenge yourself with is being the slowest moving person in the room. And here's what I mean by that. As a behavior profiler, I've been watching human behavior for well over 30,000 hours. If there's one thing that I've learned, is fear speeds up the human body. Fear speeds up our gestures, our movements, and everything else that goes on inside of us. So one thing I want to challenge you to do this week and for the next few months is set a speed limit on your body. And you don't have to be hard on yourself, but I want you to set a speed limit and try to stick to it for an entire week or maybe 2 weeks. It depends on how much you want to challenge yourself. But try to stick to this speed limit. And here's the speed limit. I want you to write this down. For this week, I'm not going to move any faster than if I was standing in a swimming pool or if I was underwater somewhere. So I want being underwater to be the speed limit of your body for this week. And that's going to help you remember to slow down, be more comfortable, be more confident, and you're more in control. And remember, you no longer see the world through hierarchy and status. So when I say you're in control, what I mean is you're in control of you. The most powerful lesson in leadership that I could ever pass down to you is that you could pick a random episode of Andy Griffith. It's called The Andy Griffith Show. And if you're going through a problem in your life right now, you're struggling to build a relationship with someone, you're struggling in some kind of leadership capacity, I don't care what episode it is, I guarantee you can pick a random episode of Andy Griffith and it will have some information in there. It will teach you some sort of lesson that applies directly to whatever issue you're going through in life. I learned about this in the Middle East. When we would screw up, our commander would make us go in and pick a random episode of Andy Griffith, and it never failed. Every time you'd watch that episode, it would have something in that episode that was a leadership lesson about how you had failed your troops or how you had done something to put your people maybe in harm's way. The reason I think this show is so powerful is because of Andy Griffith. It's an older show, but I think it's still available. Andy Griffith is the sheriff in this show of this town called Mayberry. And his responses to everything just exude the most perfect example of authority and everything we mean when we talk about authority: the confidence, discipline, the leadership, the gratitude, the enjoyment. So he has a composure about him. He has a maturity about him. The most powerful thing that I could ever teach you is called the Composure Pendulum. So on the right side of this pendulum, you'll see the letter P for posturing. This is when we're over posturing, we're trying too hard. It's rooted in insecurity. In the middle of this pyramid, we have the C, which stands for composure. And moving to the left, you'll see another C, which stands for collapse. Collapse is when we kind of give up on things. We make ourselves smaller, maybe to make someone else more comfortable, or we're trying to appease a person. Collapse and posturing are both rooted in insecurity. And if you watch any episode of Andy Griffith, you'll see his assistant. His name is Barney Fife. This guy vacillates back and forth on the pendulum between posturing and collapse, back and forth on just about every episode. And it's a perfect example that when somebody lives in a posturing environment, one of their tendencies is, how do I fix being so posturing? Then they look across that little pendulum towards the other side and they say, oh, that collapse looks like the opposite of what I'm doing. So they do the opposite of what they're doing and they vacillate into collapse. And then if they're in collapse and they're feeling challenged by other people, they're feeling like a doormat all the time, they're like, how do I fix this issue? And they look across that other side of the pendulum and they see posturing over here. Now posturing becomes the solution to their problem. Instead of seeing the center, the middle ground of living in pure and real composure. So when you watch Andy Griffith, he was always in composure. He's a perfect example of staying in composure and not going into collapse and not falling into posturing. This is wholly my opinion, but I think one of the most compelling descriptions of true authority and leadership was written by a guy named Marcus Aurelius. He was writing about one of his generals named Maximus. And I want to read this to you because I think it's very important. I don't just want to flash it on the screen or something. I want you to hear this. This comes from a book called The Emperor's Handbook, which was written in 121 AD. Maximus set an example of self-mastery, steadiness of purpose, and good cheer that no circumstance, not even illness, could extinguish. He combined in beautiful measure gravity with charm and did whatever needed to be done without making a fuss. Everyone believed that what he said was what he thought, and he never acted with an intention to do harm or give offense. Nothing surprised or frightened him, and he never seemed to be in a hurry or slow to accomplish a task. He was neither intimidated or embarrassed on the one hand, nor aggressive or suspicious on the other. So giving, forgiving and loyal was he by nature, that he appeared to be a man whose virtues were inborn rather than acquired. It is unimaginable that anyone ever felt superior or inferior around him, perhaps due to his pleasing sense of humor. So now you have the keys to authority, and you know that if you need to influence another person, you need those 5 traits: the movement, appearance, confidence, connection, and intent. And that's going to be triggered in other people's heads. And that's why you're going to focus on your posture, your composure, your level of comfort, and moving slowly, moving like you're standing in water. In the next module, I'm going to show you the tactical formulas for influence, and I'm also going to give you word-for-word examples of how to use some of these today. So join me in there right now.